Hello History Class 701. Today I'm going to be talking about some newspaper articles coming from the ProQuest Historical Newspaper database. The idea is to utilize the articles as a means to enhance classroom learning for a typical American History 2 class. For the class, I thought it would be interesting to start with a few newspapers showing the dropping of the atomic bomb. For example, 1945 article by the New York Times entitled "First Atomic Bomb Dropped on Japan." It is a short article in bold prints, and it simply reads, "First atomic bomb dropped on Japan equal to 20,000 tons." I would also add a New York Times article dated August 15, 1945. The headline reads, "Japan Surrenders. End of War. Emperor accepts Allied rule. MacArthur Supreme Commander. Our manpower curbs voided." This would make for a relevant discussion about the initial bliss of the war ending and of the Allied victory. However, after the initial discussion of the bomb droppings and of Japan's surrender, it would be nice to go into the later divide over the use of the bomb itself. For example, an article can be found in the New York Times dated December 1945, which reads, "John M. Hancock, United States Representative for the United Nations Atomic Energy Commission. There must be no veto on atomic bombs. Mr. Hancock says the dangers of the age are too great of a risk." We can see that there was some already contentions growing over the use of atomic bombs. However, Mr. Hancock was in favor of the bombs as a means to keep the peace. A few other articles written much later, however, still in favor of the droppings of the bomb, can be found in the Washington Post, 1974, titled "The Enola Gave Saves Lives," while the Washington Post, 1984, titled "With Japan girding and the U.S. lives at stake, Truman had no choice. Dropping the bomb saved lives." And lastly, we have "The Enola Gave Saves Lives, period," by the Washington Post, February 10, 1995. The general consensus of all three articles is that Japan was unwilling to give up the war, that a land invasion would have cost up to 500,000 American lives and just as many, if not more, Japanese lives. However, there are many articles which argued the opposite, that the atomic bomb droppings was unnecessary, that America was just flexing its muscles against Russia. One interesting article is actually written by Corporal William King, August 12, 1945, for the Washington Post, simply entitled "Atomic Bomb." King argues that $2 billion spent on the bomb should have been spent on medical research to eliminate polio, cancer, and diabetes. He simply ends with, "The atomic bomb is a crime against humanity." Another similar argumentative article can be found in a poem for the Washington Post, September 30th, 1945, entitled "Atomic Bomb." In the article, Sarah Van Allen writes, "Man holds the seed of death in his hand. Death has become as plentiful as rain." Lastly, an article entitled "Hiroshima Justified Bombings, a Survivor Reply," 1995, August 6 for the New York Times. This was written by a survivor of the atomic bombs who argues that the bombs were dropped to show superiority over Russia, that America wanted to experiment to see which bomb was stronger, the uranium or plutonium bombs. The culminating project of all these newspaper article analysis might be a comprehensive paper or discussion board if the bombings were justified, or a comparative analysis comparing both sides for or against the bombings. Thank you. Have a very nice day. Bye now.